and we gotta talk about the mystery. It's a mystery of where is Amari Cooper. Everybody trying to figure it out. So I've been hearing a lot of noise on it. I first heard West Coast talking about this about 2 weeks ago, and I continue to hear it from a lot of different sources, and it's some mysteries that's kind of going on. I don't think it's as bad as it may seem, but it's also not good as it may seem too, because I'm starting to see some potential rumblings, and we go talk about those rumblings, because when you start seeing rumblings in Dallas, it can get ugly because egos can get involved in that type of stuff, and we never want egos to be affecting football decisions, and it's looking like that could be kind of closely becoming the case. So we go keep our eyes on this and make sure it's not what it seems, because it could be. So it's some stuff to this story, all right, and what's going on, and we go do our best to kind of dig into it the way that we do it. We go, do this from a measured Kool-Aid perspective. Y'all know us, that's our style. So stay with Boss Cowboy Sports as we go through the details, because we go look at this from angles, not just the current, but the past as well. Stay with us. All right, we see everybody coming in the building. Man, all right, here we go. All right, so my first comment, I see my boy must be getting notifications on time, and we got the OC. Let me show his name. The OC in the house. Yes, indeed. All right, they can hear you now, brother.
All right, guys. Hey, look, man, thanks for rocking with Boss Cowboy Sports on Christmas Eve special. Where is Coop? Hey, don't forget to turn on your bell notification icons, all right? Like, share, subscribe, comment for the latest and greatest in Cowboy Sports and news. Let's get into it.
Yeah, man. So we got a lot to talk about, man, and we see some people coming in the building. I'm going to say what's up to the family. First off, happy holidays, everybody. Good to see everybody right before, man. I know y'all do y'all last minute shopping. He say, boss, what's good, bro? Spit that. Yoga fire. Yeah, we got that fire ready, brother. And we go spit it. Believe that. All right. And we got my boy Mojo. He say, sup, boss? What's up, man? D.A. Lee, he holding down on Facebook. He say, Careless play calling has been questioned many times before. The talent not being used to the full potential has been a constant problem. Absolutely, D.A. Lee. We go address all that too. We go get into that. Let's get into that. Let me see.
Me and my hitters go all out.
My boy say he out there, boss. But KM has another agenda, I guess. And we got the film today. You right. He is out there. I saw the film. I broke it down. Man, Cooper is still Cooper. Don't let nobody make you think this dude is not the man. I'm already agitated, OC.
Come deliver meal on y'all route. Show them what it's all about. Get called out.
Man.
Fall out.
My boy Andre Johnson, he say happy holiday. Happy holiday to you, brother.
Break up. I hate my job, I'ma call out. Boss of myself.
He say the OC in the building. What's good? Spit that.
Yoga fire.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we got that fire ready, brother. We got that fire, man.
Appreciate the love, bro.
Man, wherever you at, OC, man, your mic sound better than ever. Man, that mic sound good, man. You look like you kind of in the trees.
Ball out, ball out. Stall out, pulling up outside the y'all house, empty till we all out. I got the juice and I'm crazy. If you not a killer, don't say. His squad ain't nothing to play with. Undertaker and
man, yeah, I'm about to get out of these trees though.
When you in the paint, gotta
you
play
good.
big.
You good.
Like
Man.
went from good fellas
Boss,
to
I mean,
made
OC ain't never sounded good. That boy mic sound terrific. OC sound better than ever.
Get called out. Ball out. Ball out. Me and my hitters
Yes,
go all out.
indeed, man. I can't wait to talk about this one.
We
This
about
one
to take them all out.
interesting
Ball out.
to
Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Ball out.
Yeah, we gotta get down to the bottom line of what's the words.
We about to take them all out. Ball out.
Yeah, Boss Cowboys Sports. Y'all get in here. We tell your loved ones and family we live. Let's get into cool conversation, content, and more. And turn on your bell notification icons for the latest and greatest in Cowboy sports and news. Boss Cowboy, I know you got a lot on your mind. What say ye?
Man, it's almost a situation of where do you start? All right. So first, I want to hear what's on your mind.
Yeah, you know, I could go on and on, but let me just summarize it so I can kind of drip some of these points. I mean, Amari Cooper has a very significant point, right, in terms of him not getting the ball on third down and just overall being targeted as much as he should be, all right? I think that, you know, there's an element of using the talent that you have, but also staying true to what's working for you, right? If your first business is like washing cars and you made a whole lot of money washing cars, right? And you want to try a new side business of making keys, right? You don't leave your first business of washing cars and jump headlong into making keys, because you do that, you dilute what you had as a business owner and you will diminish your value. And so what I mean is that this is what's happening a little bit with Amari Cooper, in the sense that Amari Cooper was the changer. He was the original game changer. When we got him from the Raiders and he came to the Dallas Cowboys, he turned the offense around. And so we've gotten away from old trusty to the shiny new car in terms of different schemes, and also going to CeeDee Lamb. And no shade on CeeDee Lamb, he's a great receiver. I am disappointed at his drops though. I'm very disappointed at his drops. And I'm disappointed because I don't hear the lack of accountability. I don't hear the accountability from.
Oh, yeah, something happened to the OC. He said he don't hear the accountability.
Dropped. Oh.
Okay, you came out. You back? You back?
Yeah, I'm
Go
back.
Ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, OC.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No, can you hear me, boss?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So what I was saying was this. I was saying that, you know, I don't like the lack of accountability on CeeDee Lamb and the attitude as it relates to some of the drops, you know, but I love his talent. I love his upside.
Yeah. Well, it's a couple of things. Real quick, elaborate real quick, because he did come out of OC.
Go ahead, boss. I'm gonna kick it to you.
Yeah, he did come out and talk about originally that it was the son. Then he said, I'm not gonna make no excuses. It wasn't no son. So I did hear some accountability a little bit, but I want you to talk a little bit more about CeeDee Lamb versus Cooper. What's your thoughts? OC.
You mean him versus Cooper?
Right. Yes.
You mean him versus Cooper? Okay. You know, the biggest thing, man. Okay, the biggest thing with him versus Cooper, is really the consistency. The consistency in terms of catching the football, number one, and then the ability to produce run after catch scenarios. And so run after catch scenarios are more prevalent with CeeDee Lamb than they are with Amari Cooper. And that's the difference, man. And I think that Cooper has been more consistent with his hands, man, and with not dropping the balls and putting the football on the ground. So when we get to playoff football and we get to championship football, man, I got to rock with the sure-handed dude, man. And right now, you know, CD has been up and down in terms of his hands, man. And right now, you know, I love him, like his talent, but I don't like that part.
So what I want to do first, so that everybody know how we go flow with this show, and I'm gonna let you decide, OC. Should we start with Cooper's film, or should we start with the interview from yesterday?
Let's start with the interview from yesterday.
All right, we'll do that. All right, so here we go.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us per usual.
Thanks for having me.
Which car are we in?
G-Wagon, man.
Okay, good. All right.
Is this a, I know it's not wintertime out there, Amari, but is the G-Wagon kind of your wintertime car? I mean, I know it's nice and beautiful out there, but do you kind of drive your cars
Real quick, I also want to let it be known that I do have the link in the description of the interview from 105.3 The Fan. Y'all make sure y'all support 105.3 The Fan, because they the one that captured this interview.
Is how the seasons go?
Nah, the G-Wagon is my everyday car.
Oh,
my everyday car.
Gotcha.
That makes sense. Mine's a CRV, very similar.
Yeah.
Now, you guys are on a nice little winning streak, but we were looking at yesterday the amount of targets for Amari Cooper the last handful of games, and they're not big numbers. What all is going into that, and does it bother you at all when you guys are winning but the offense isn't being explosive or you're not getting the ball? Does that bother you at all?
First of all, thank you, Jeff, for a very direct, pointed question. Good job. He didn't waste no time. I love it.
I gotta be honest, it actually does. Because, yeah, we're winning, but the defense is playing a huge part in that. You know, we're not really as explosive as we should be. We're not converting a lot of their turnovers to touchdowns. A lot of them are field goals, and I feel like I could be a huge part of that, you know, so that's what frustrates me.
What's your thoughts on that, OC?
He speaks truly, man. He hadn't got the ball and the targets around the goal line. You know, we've handed off the ball to Zeke. You know, we'll throw it some to the tight end. We'll throw it some to Gallup. We'll throw it some to CeeDee Lamb. But you don't see the fade route, right? We don't see the fade route to the corner of the end zone to Amari Cooper, which is a great route that he wins on all the time, right?
Right.
We don't see him coming underneath for a quick slant, right, when we get inside of the 20, right? So he should be actually, if I'm keeping it real, what Jason Witten used to be to Tony Romo. He the ultimate when you get inside of the 20.
Right. Yeah. And see, that's why I can't wait to go to the film. Ooh, I can't wait. The suspense is killing me, because it is so obvious that dude is still the man and under targeted. But let's continue if you don't mind. This is fun.
And yeah, that's what it is. I think I can do more in the red zone. If I get the targets, I think I can do more on third downs if I get the targets, so that to help the offense be where we need to be. I definitely think I can help change that for sure.
Amari, you're such a pro, though. Is that a conversation that you just kind of walk up at practice and kind of talk to Kellen Moore a little bit? You say, hey, or you just see the game plan, okay, this week I got a shot because 2 weeks ago we played these guys. I know who's going to cover me this week again. Is it something you say to the OC, or is it just something you kind of say, hey, I'm just going to just go out here and practice and do what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, we communicate with each other, me, Kellen, Dak, we talk about what we like and what we don't like. It's just a matter of it being put into the actual game plan or being called in the actual game. Typically, we never run any play in the game that we don't practice that week. So you would know throughout the course of the week how much you're going to get targeted for real. But, I mean, it's all...
You're not sneaking that past me, Amari. I'll let you go first on the other ones,
Yes,
OC.
sir.
I think you're going to allow me to
Yeah,
go first
man.
on this one, bro. See,
Yeah, go ahead.
because I'm pretty sure you heard something, because I know I did, my brother. See, what I heard from that comment that you don't hear too many people talking about, what I heard, my brother, is I heard that he was basically saying, I know early and often that I'm not in the game plan. From the week of practice. Are you hearing that, OC? I just want to make sure that I all right. I think I heard that too.
No, you got it.
Okay.
You got it.
Because people not saying that part. People skipped over that part. It's like he telling y'all. So I'm gonna continue this.
a part of the game plan, and the offensive coordinator, he sees a bigger picture than you as just a receiver, because you're only looking at it from that perspective as a receiver, as opposed to looking at the whole offense and the whole strategy like that. So, I mean, it's not so black and white, but
And the Cooper was being fair right there, in my opinion, OC. You know what I mean? He was, to me, that's why he's the perfect type of receiver, to where he can express that I feel like I can be used better, but he has the political skills to not undress Kellen Moore.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and what he did back there, he realized that he said a powerful statement. And so what he did, he just softened it. I think he meant what he said.
Yeah, he meant what he
softened it to say, hey, yeah, it's a bigger picture than just myself. We got to look at the total game plan. But he was 1,000 on what he said, that, hey, I should be a bigger part of this game plan, right? In other words, and that's how practice is for fans that don't know. If you're in a football environment, man, week to week, I mean, it's 100%, man. You know who go play, right? You know if you was go get a chance to play, right? If you were the number 2 corner, or if I was the number 2 tackle, because if they're throwing you in there and you getting more reps, you probably fit to play. If you're not getting reps and they're not running certain plays, they're not going to do that in the game. And that's 100% accurate.
Yeah, I love Amari, man. Man, I love Amari, bro. Like, Amari is my dog. We are so fortunate. And OC, it's almost around that time for you to admit this dude is the game changer, man.
No, I think
we'll have that debate in a minute.
Look,
Hold on, we'll have that debate. Let's finish this interview.
Yeah.
We gonna have that debate.
I do think that in those situations, those important situations, like I said before, third down, red zone, I do think I could play a huge part in making us more explosive.
Well, you mentioned the defense and a lot of the turnovers they're causing and how well they're playing. Who should be the defensive player of the year?
I don't know, man. We got Trey. He got 10 picks. That hasn't happened in a long time.
All right, I'm gonna pause it, because from there on, it's not about him. All right. So, but Coach Marv, he say, boss, didn't I say Cooper going to say something in coded messages? You did. Coach called me. And speaking of that, right? I want to kind of go through history, right? Because I think a lot of people forgot OC, the times before Amari, because Coach also talks about, it says a lot that history repeats itself. Because in my opinion, this is kind of like what happened to Dez, right? Because it started being all kind of leaks and whispers when the receiving corps was unhappy with the play calling and the targets. This is the beautiful thing about receivers. They will tell you. Receivers are assertive by nature. Assertive mean, this is the definition of assertive, that you don't mind allowing your opinion to be made publicly. That's the nature of a receiver. So this was in 2017. Dez Bryant was talking about Scott Linehan, similar to this. He said, doesn't make sense to me that me, T. Will, Bees, and me all decline at the same time. Our coaches are smart. So we need to figure out, are we too predictable? Did DBs know what was coming? And how do we counter that? That's all. Very politically correct. But we also know what happened after he came out. He was let go.
Yep.
That's the scary part about this. See, because this can go in an ugly direction. This can go, because we know the history of the Cowboys. When you start hearing leaks, Jane Slater came out around 2017. She said the issue for several players is predictable playbook. Opposing teams know exactly where the ball is going. I've talked to a number of Cowboys players in recent days. There is zero infighting or drama in the locker room. Now, around that time, they was also saying, when they was trying to get rid of Dez, that he was a cancer. She was saying he was not. She was saying, to be clear, the problem with the guys is play calling. So when you see Amari Cooper coming out, what I don't want to see is him to be targeted, because he's telling the truth.
Well, we gonna know in the next couple of weeks if he's gonna be targeted or not, right? Because if you see a healthy response of him getting the football, we gonna know that it was heard and received. If you see him getting like 3 targets a game, 4 targets a game, which is I think what he been getting on average, something like that, then you gonna know that it may be the beginning of a trade deal, right? So unfortunately, man, that's how the ball bounces, man, when you in this type of organization. So but I think he said it in good taste, but I think that he said it privately before, and it hadn't been heard, or he would have never said that in a live interview with 105.5 the fan, 105.3 the fan, excuse me.
Right.
So I think that it is some concern there, and I think it's you know how it is, Boss Cowboy, in locker rooms, and I don't want to get too messy, but I'm gonna get a little bit messy to make a point. In locker rooms, it's much more than who's the best player. In organizations, it's much more than who's the best fit. It should just be who's the best fit, but it's also who has the best relationship with those who are in power. So if there are better relationships being forged with other people in that offense, with the people in power, that's going to impact the amount of throws and receptions you get, and that's how the game is played.
Sadly, that is how the game is played. So a couple of things. Harry would say Jerry Jones punishing Amari for COVID. That's one of those
I don't
things.
know.
Yeah, that's kind of going into conspiracy.
Right.
It's realistic, but I doubt it's a punishment. If anything, it's trying to shift leverage about money. It's like we go try to see if CeeDee Lamb can do the job of Cooper. I think it's more money related. It's like I'm gonna try to force it to CeeDee Lamb, because if he's the future, we don't have to pay the pass. I think it's more money than kind of retaliation. because Cooper is not the dramatic type of receiver. You know what I mean? That makes it easy to fight him in the public. You know what I'm saying? It was easy to fight Dez and T.O. in the public because they was so flamboyant.
Over the top.
Over the top.
Yeah, over the top.
My boy West Coast used to call her Kanye Weston. You know,
Kanye Weston, that's fine.
Yeah, Kanye Weston, like just it's too out there. So it's one of those things that I don't quite see that as the motive. I also just real quick want to talk about, you know, COVID being a factor in this. Could it be, OC, I want to turn this to you real quick. Could it be also that they're load managing him after COVID, where they took some time and allowed his body to heal? You were somebody that went through it, you know, so can you speak on that from experience?
Yeah, from experience, man, COVID is tough to deal with, man. It takes you several weeks to get your wind back. But I think that when he came back from COVID, they threw him in there and they gave him the ball a couple times in key situations, right? So the load management would have happened in the first couple games, not right now. So I don't think it's load management at this point, man. I think that it's a situation to where he's saying, I want the football and I want to be more involved to help us. Because that would have happened the first couple weeks, boss. We're past those first couple weeks. So that would have been more relevant on his first game back. Now, is he punishing for COVID? I don't know Jerry Jones' stance as it relates to the vaccine versus not getting the vaccine. From what I understand about Jerry Jones, I don't think that he will be hung up and take it personal if somebody chose to get the vaccine or if they did not choose to get the vaccine, right? So I don't think he's necessarily punishing anybody per se. But I do want to mention something that's really impactful, Boss Cowboy, about Amari Cooper's contract, right? So we know that Amari Cooper signed a contract, right? And he has, you know, opt-out year in 2022. Okay? His opt-out year is in 2022, but he would have already made $40 million. So it doesn't benefit the Cowboys in my mind. If I'm the Cowboys, I'm trying to ride them and get as much out of them before a potential opt-out year. That's what I'm trying to do. Because I'm already going to pay you $40 million regardless of what happens. So it doesn't benefit me not to feature you financially because it could be a potential opt-out there, you know, and then off we go. So I don't know, boss. To me, it just seems like something's a little off.
Hey, can you address that super chat by Coach? Can you see it?
Yeah. He said, damn it, it's time to give Kellen some heat and get off the players' faces. Get off the players' facts. Okay, I got you. I see you. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, man, I said this earlier in the season. I think that at certain times, Mike McCarthy does need to jump in and assert more control over what's happening if things are not happening well. Right, and if it's not balance or fluency, I think that it's Mike McCarthy's job to jump in. If it's disputes about key players, and Amari Cooper is a key factor, he's a key player, he's a highly paid player, right? So you need to address that, and I think that's something that Mike McCarthy has to manage as a head coach internally. You know what I mean? Because you can't fully give, you know, a 16-year-old keys to your Lamborghini. And I'm not calling Kellen Moore a 16-year-old, but I'm saying that he doesn't have the coaching experience and the championship experience that Mike McCarthy does. So Mike McCarthy is his senior, right? And so it has to be a respect in the hierarchy of coaching staff and organizations to make sure we have unity and everybody on the same page.
Oh, man. Ooh, all right. So I want to talk about a little bit of theory real quick. Because there's some theories going around, all right, some good ones too. I've been trying to call my boy Koye. I haven't been able to reach him, but he did a film breakdown that I haven't even had a chance to really go through yet, but I've been hearing about it. And one of the things that I heard that he proved, I have not went through it yet, so don't quote me, quote him, but I'm just saying, I've been hearing about this. One of the things that I heard about his film breakdown is he was showing how they was using us mostly with butt hooks, you know what I mean? And not having the creativity. So it's been a lot of theories out there that Kellen Moore has been holding back his play calling. You know what I'm saying? And the Koye is not, because I talked to him about this part though. When I talked to Koye, he was like, bro, I do not rock with the conspiracy theory stuff. But he was like, but it's two things that could be going on. Either he holding back or he's completely incompetent.
Yeah. I think Kellen Moore is too smart to be incompetent. I don't think he's incompetent.
Me neither.
Right. So I'm gonna throw that theory out.
Yeah.
He's not incompetent.
Yeah, no doubt.
Is he holding back? He could be.
Mm-hmm.
And this could be also, and I don't mean to be a conspiracy theorist when I say this, but this is real. It could be related to the internal knowledge about Dak's health on certain levels. So when Dak came back from the calf, and when Dak started off, with the back, it could not be load management for the receivers. It could be load management for Dak Prescott on him pushing that football down the field as much. And the push off and his soreness level and how he feels. So that's something we haven't talked about.
Not
it
at
could
all.
be internal. How internally inside of an organization, like in the locker room, who hurt, right?
Right.
Who hurt. Who's L in the injury. But game time, we ain't showing that. We ain't putting no tape on it. We ain't doing no. We going after the ball. We're not giving up our competitive advantage. We're not announcing it to the world or the media. But inside the organization, we know you hurt. We know that something may not be all the way right with you. And I think this has to do with Dak's confidence. Because Dak, admittedly, by his own admission, he said, I hadn't played my best football. So this also, to simplify stuff and to drill it back to build up his confidence, which I have seen over the last couple games, also could be a significant factor.
Boy, you went outside.
I know I went deep. On it. Went deeper.
But I'm kind of rocking with this comment because it does match the history of what we've been seeing, because I'm likely doing another video later on today, or another live, where I'm gonna be talking about the big picture of Mike McCarthy's load management. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm looking, because it's a lot to it, right? The pattern is the Dallas Cowboys have shown and proved, I don't want to get too much into my next video, but they have shown and proved that they will sacrifice now for December and the playoffs. They have proved that big time. And they showed they know how to play with a lead. So we have this lead into the division. I'm going to give you one example, and I'm going to talk about this later. Remember, everybody was mad at Mike McCarthy in the Panthers game. Why? Because he pulled Diggs and he pulled Randy Gregory because they said they back was tight. Remember? And he pulled them. Mm-hmm. That was sacrificing the now for the future. And he got a long history of doing that. I'm going to talk about this in the next video on Mike McCarthy's load management. Now, this is the deal that I'm going to say to everybody that hate it. When you exercise load management the way he's been doing, it's going to piss off people. It's going to piss off fans. It's going to also piss off those players. I ain't going to get too heavy into that, but I do think that that's why it could be a vanilling, if that's a word, causing this offense to be more vanilla before we get into the real trenches. It's almost like this Mike McCarthy, and let's be honest, Mike McCarthy has showed tremendous faith in his backups and his talent. So it makes me think it could be a scale back a little bit. Not dramatically, more so like this. If I got 9 bullets in my clip, I'm gonna shoot you with 5.
I get it. I get the theory. I'm not saying that theory's wrong. My question about that, being an offensive player and playing, in several different offenses in the time I played, and now coaching several different type of offenses, there's a thing that's called timing and continuity that really can't be taken for granted. And if we don't call these plays in the game and show we can execute them in a live situation, right? Then how can we expect to be able to do it on the biggest stages later? And that will be my contention about that. is that we're not doing some things in terms of challenging. Now, we got time to do it. We got a couple weeks left. Challenging defenses, running certain top-end routes, top-end route combinations with Amari, CeeDee Lamb, Gallup, mixing in certain things that I think will make the offense more explosive. If we don't do it now and get the reps, even if the games are treated like practice, as you mentioned before, Mike McCarthy, then how do we expect to anticipate it on the biggest stage, execute it on the biggest stage in the playoffs?
Right. And we got a question. He said, how can you load manage in the NFL? This isn't the NBA. So to be very clear, load management started in the NBA. If you look at your history, it started with San Antonio. Load management was not something that was done in the era of the 90s with Jordan and them. They played all those games. Popovich was the first one to implement it. So if you watch the history of the Cowboys this year, they've been exercising load management from the very beginning, bro. Just keeping it 100. Even started with the training camps, with them soft training camps. They was always more concerned with those boys playing in games than practice, y'all. I'm just being all the way honest. Even Neville Gallimore, this is another example. Everybody know that it was reported that his injury is supposed to only last 4 to 6 weeks. They held him out to December. They did the same thing with Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory had a calf issue that he said himself he can play with. They put him on IR. They have intentionally, obviously, held these guys until December. Tristan Hill was reported to be ready after training camp and didn't start to past the middle of the season. Yeah, and my boy D.A. Lee, yeah, he said, look how he managed IR this year. That's how you manage your health of your players. I'm seeing it on D.A. Lee. I'm certain a lot of our fans not. That's why I'm doing a video on it. His load management is real, and the practice of him holding back is consistent. Even Dak showed that he could have played Minnesota. And we got a lead, a big lead in the division. We trying to go for the long haul. I'm getting into my load management video, but I'm telling you, it's something to this. It's something to the hold back theory. I'm not all the way buying it either. I'm not saying it's smart, but I'm saying you can believe that it's some truth to it. You want to get into this film, big bro?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
All right. Now, this is the part. Because when I saw this, ooh, that boy Amari Cooper is cold. Before we get into the film, I just want to remind people the Cooper effect, okay? So before Cooper, the Dallas Cowboys was literally dead last in separation per target, okay? Then after Cooper, Dak went from 1,647 yards in his first 8 games in 2018 to 2,100 yards, primarily targeting Cooper. And see, because people don't understand, the Dallas, Coach Marv always say history repeats itself. You really can't have a dynamic Dallas Cowboys unless you have a triplet. Just being honest. All our best offenses have been built on triplets: a number 1 receiver, a nice quarterback, and a cold running back. That's our history. That is your Dallas Cowboys history. Amari Cooper, when he came to the Cowboys in 6 games with the Raiders, he was averaging, he had only 22 catches and 280 yards. He exploded with Dak with no offseason. And bigger than that, before we get into the film, the Amari Cooper effect had a domino effect on Dak and everybody else. Amari helped everybody. He helped the offensive line because he was able to get open, right? And Dak was able to get the ball out, which helped his passing rating. He helped Zeke because when they was trying to stack boxes in 2018, it was a threat on the outside that made them stay honest. So Dak's passing rating went up and Zeke all from one acquisition. That is Amari. And that's why, OC, you have been for too long consistently blasphemous by not acknowledging that Amari Cooper is the game changer, because the whole offense has always been super cold with him, bro.
Listen, man, Amari Cooper is great. Amari Cooper is Mr. Consistent. Amari Cooper is a great route runner. Amari Cooper is a great possession and in spots big play receiver. All right? But when I talk about game changer, Boss Cowboy, I talk about explosive plays after the catch. And although he's not the most consistent pass catcher, and he's had problems with his hands the last couple of weeks, CD Lamb. All right, just keeping it real, keeping it a buck with you. In terms of explosive run after the catch plays, man.
Don't do it.
I'm telling you, I'm doing it. CD Lamb has been better this season than Amari Cooper on explosive run after the catch plays, Marcus. As Boss Cowboy, I called you by your name. So listen, I'm just saying, Amari Cooper is the glue. He's the glue. Now, Amari Cooper is the glue. Your big splash play receiver, in my opinion, run after the catch. You've even admitted this yourself, man. Yeah. Making crazy plays after the catch, athletic ability, be able to put him in the backfield and let him be a running back too, would be Amari Cooper. But this is no shade, and this does not diminish. This is the key point. This does not diminish Amari Cooper and his value whatsoever, because his value is immense. It's immense to the offense, and it's key. It's critical. He's the glue. He's the glue.
Listen. All right, now I want to get into this film, bro. Man.
All right, come on.
Hold on. Let's get to the
OC.
The film breakdown.
The OC gonna make me mad. Let's get into this film, bro.
Yes, sir. All right. Look at my guy, Coop.
Oh.
Boom.
And before we get into this film, bro, and that beautiful out route, I want to say something real quick. This is on my heart. This is bothering me. What's bothering me is that my brother, the OC, does not respect Boss Cowboy none whatsoever. See, because I play corner, and I'm trying to tell my brother that the most dangerous dude that I would real life fear is Amari Cooper, and he just continues to talk about run after catch. But we gonna let this play. Big homie.
No, hold on. Wait a second. Before you let it play, you wouldn't fear CD Lamb?
Hell,
you would have no fear facing CD Lamb.
Oh, okay.
None?
If I had to choose,
yes.
I'm going.
No. Okay,
because we talking about those two.
Convoluted.
No, I mean, you gotta respect CD Lamb. You got to, because he's electric. Who, if as a cornerback watching film, right? This is just imagine Boss Cowboy Young about 20, 30 pounds ago with more muscles, right? In the prime shape of his life. And just imagine me watching film. Just look at me. I'm watching film right now.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm watching film, I'm telling you what I'm seeing, OC. As I was watching these guys on film, I would say to myself, the toughest matchup is Amari. And you are not respecting your boys' years of playing this position.
I respect you. I'm just saying the bigger play threat, and I think, and I don't even want to do this, boss. I don't even want to do this, but I think I could pull data to prove it this season.
Data?
That the bigger plays have come with CD Lamb.
Okay, let's go to the film, because this is gonna prove it. The film gonna prove it.
Okay.
Dog, it is so clear from this film, because I'm showing the Minnesota film, because the Minnesota is the last time he received consistent targets. And I'm gonna show you where really, like, Cooper should have exploded this game for over 200 yards. I'm gonna say it. Watch. Here we go. I'm gonna watch this. So first of all, he gets completely open on that out route with 3 yards of separation. But go ahead, this your film breakdown.
No. You go
He
ahead,
open
man.
right there. He open
he
right
threw it
there.
behind him.
He threw it behind him. Show it.
Yeah,
Like with better balls this game, Amari goes off. Oh, that's 3 yards of separation again. With a safety coming down late.
Yep.
He probably could have walked past that safety and walked that in. And we just looking at his routes. Watch him on here. Got caught. That's touchdown with a good throw. That's touchdown.
Yeah,
Let's show it again.
yeah.
Oh my God!
Stop, go.
What?
Yeah. No. He nice. He doing them. He doing them in. He doing them in. Stop. Fake the end and then take it out.
That should have been touchdown, bro. That ball was underthrown, bro. That ball was underthrown.
Or would have been a long. It would have been a long reception. They may have ran him down on an angle, but it would have been a long reception. No doubt.
Hold on. That's Xavier Woods, bro. Xavier Woods is not running down no Amari Cooper, bro. No. With that, if he would have led him with that ball to the right, that's 6. I'm telling you, that's 6. That's an underthrown ball. Now, on this one, it's no window. Good coverage. That just, no window, So anyway, we moving on to the next one. Just watching him, Amari, get slammed on his head.
He sat in the soft spot of the zone.
Yeah,
he sat in the soft spot of the zone. He sat down with the slant route, soft spot of the zone. He sat down on it. There it is.
That's another one nice. Missed. That's another one. That could have been 6 if he lead him right, bro. And that's going against Harrison Smith, bro. Come on, bro. Lead Amari Cooper to the end zone with that ball, Rush. That's clear, bro. With a better ball, this is another one that should have been gone. Watch him. Harrison Smith. That's the bad ball. Man.
Yeah, he got to hit back shoulder on that throw. Yeah, so I mean, they playing off of him. So he did a real good job on those what I call hitch routes. You know what I'm saying? Like just sitting down right in the zone and getting those balls, man. So yeah, this is trips to the right, and he's running out. So I mean, he does a great job with the separation running out route. You see him catch several outs on his film.
Yeah, another bad ball
and,
though, because he beat him. It's a bad ball.
Yep.
And this is with just a noodle arm quarterback targeting him. You know what I'm saying? A noodle arm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if you got a good arm?
Man. Yep, so that's a good comeback. And he slips the tackle.
Man, Cooper is the man.
Amari Cooper got great routes, man. It's very clear on this film, man. He got great feet. You know what I'm saying? He know how to stick you. Yeah,
bro,
that was
missed
overthrow.
him again, bro. Dog, when I say
he had him.
Let's add it up. We counted about 3 to 4 big plays missed. Just clearly missed. He had a clear step on him, bro.
Yeah, he had a step on him, man. No doubt about it, man. I mean, he's beating him, man. He's real good with those stutters and then getting into what he really want to do, faking you in and then breaking it off outside. He does a fantastic job of basically setting you up, So like that's what I'm seeing as I watch him. You know what I'm saying? He's a setup dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just straight set you up. That was a good job, man. That was a good ball.
Concentration.
Good reception. Great reception.
Yeah, man. Yeah, great.
So, typically, man, ball. Go ahead.
And this is just a commitment to targeting him. This is just from one thing. I committed to targeting you. That's it.
Yep, no doubt about it, man.
Yards after catch.
It's him again, man. Yeah, that's good work. He dropped it though. Don't drop the ball.
Yeah, he fumbled.
But that's good. Yeah, that's real good by him. Real good by him. And fade him up, baby. That's it. That's the play I want to see.
Yeah, for the win.
That's the route I want to see. That was for the win. That's what I want to see. When we get inside the 20, this is what I want to see right here. Hit him. Because he's strong, got a strong body, got strong hands. Hit him up, man. Hit this boy up. That's the play right there. That last route, that fade route to the corner of the end zone, that's the play we need to run when we get inside the 20, man. That's the one right there.
And that's why I'm saying, to me, he the game changer, OC, because it wasn't about, in my opinion, it wasn't about his production. It was about how many times he was open and how many times they didn't give him the ball. Like, if they would have, if Cooper Rush would have had the timing, that was a 200-yard game.
Yeah, no doubt. You're absolutely right on that. But about Cowboy sports, man, we let the film talk. So in fairness, Boss Cowboy, you know what we would have to do? We would have to show CeeDee Lamb's film.
True. Same game, right.
In fairness.
Yeah.
So we'd have to show his film.
And that's the thing. And what we would really have to do is show all passing plays and then kind of break down the route running. I'm not gonna do that. Not this week. But but I'm telling you, from me watching it, bro, just like if I was out there going against them boys, from what I was seeing on film, I'm being honest, I know who I would want to defend. I'll be like, if they say, Marcus, you own Lamb this week, I'll be like, ooh, man. Because, see, and I'm telling everybody, I want everybody to listen to me.
Yoga fire.
Listen to me as from somebody who played the position. The scariest thing in the world, over even a Kyle Pitts height, is a route runner. I would rather go against Kyle Pitts than an elite route runner, because they will embarrass you in front of your mama and your girlfriend. You will be reaching for their ankles and you can't touch them because they so explosive and quick. That is who Amari is, in my opinion. No shade on the OC's opinion, but I'm telling you from playing, Amari is that dude. And my question is, when are we go target him, OC?
Well, this will be a great week to get it done. It'll be a great week to get it done versus Arizona. And at the end of the day, man, we got to mix him in there, because if he's your $20 million receiver, right? If you don't target him, you're doing what Stephen Jones don't want to do, and that's waste money. If you don't get utilization out of him, you're just wasting money. So to me, for the playoff runs and who we go face, I mean, man, on the NFC, and we hadn't talked about this, but kind of on the NFC projection chart, you know what I mean? It looks like we will be trending toward probably the number 2 seed, right? And probably going to face off on the Vikings, against the Vikings in the playoffs, right? So you want to get them going, man, and have the confidence and continuity. And that's where I think the key things are. You want to have confidence and continuity with your best players, all of them. That's my opinion.
Cool. And real quick, before we get out of here, let's take some calls. We'll just take a couple of calls real quick. We'll just add some people to the show.
Yep.
All right, I got the call lines open, 941-942-2100, 941-942-2100. We just want to hear your thoughts on this Amari Cooper discussing as we trying to, unravel the real riddle, there we go, of where is Amari. Boss Cowboy Sports, your voice matter.
Hey, boss, I'm always in first.
What's up, Coach? Facts. What's up, Coach?
Hey, man. Listen, man. I gave you a super chat. I know the people in the screen saw it, man.
Yeah.
Listen, man. See, Cooper and Zeke are gas. Lamb and Tony Pollard, they nitro. You use nitro sometimes, but gas is always needed. These guys got to be featured every game, and everybody else can get the boost that they need to get those big plays. But these guys have to be featured. It's history has showed during the Cowboys' time when they've been together. When Cooper is having a great game and Zeke, Dak usually has a great game, we are virtually unbeatable, and especially with the defense we got now. But we have to get these guys some These guys got to be a part of the game plan, every game plan, and it's a travesty if Amari Cooper is alluding to that during the week that your $20 million wide receiver, probably the one that's closest to the Pro Bowl every year, is not in the game plan. I don't understand it. There's some time. It's time, people. I think we sugarcoating it and we getting around it. I'm not saying Kellen should be fired or nothing, but this guy has to get some heat. This is not where you're gonna be hiding stuff and holding stuff. OC is right. You can't hold stuff and expect it to come in the playoff time, and then we're gonna put it on everybody and think people and we gonna be in sync with it. Because that only gonna work 1 week. So what you gonna do week 2 of the playoffs after you're done in week 1? You're done. You don't expose your cards now. So if you're gonna play it, do it now. Get it in sync, and then give the people for them to adjust with But I just think that the problem with this offense is predictable. And Cooper, we said it, boss. He was gonna give a subliminal message. Then we said earlier this week when we first started talking about it. He's gonna give a subliminal message, and you're gonna have to uncode it. But his coding is clear. Give me some targets and then let everybody else eat.
Yep.
And listen, he has proved he has put enough work in to say, this is what I need. He is saying the same thing Zeke was saying. We don't think about what Zeke was saying a couple of weeks ago. When people were talking about it, he said, well, yeah, I ain't got that many attempts. These guys are superstars. And if we're gonna win, we're going to have to rest it on the back, because these guys have shown that they can put up big numbers, and we have to let them know that we're going to ride on their backs. And everybody else will eat. But these are the guys, Dak, Zeke, Cooper.
Yep.
And then everybody else eat.
Appreciate the call, Coach. Appreciate the call. Oh man,
all right, man. Y'all have a Merry Christmas, man.
You too. Merry Christmas to you, Coach. Love you. All right, that was Coach Jamal, man. God dog, he right. What's your thoughts, OC?
I mean, he's a lot of the thing, man. It's like, hey, man, you gotta ride with your dogs at some point. I have an old adage, and when I'm coaching young kids, right? And this is me coaching like young kid. I talked to the offensive coordinator, which he's moving out of town, so I'm gonna take that over. But at first I was a head coach, and I would tell him, I say, hey man, we riding with our primary horses this game. That means I'm saying we're not doing gimmick plays, we not doing trick plays, we not trying to mix another guy in. We riding with our guys that we know we can give the ball to, and they go get it done. And so when you get into playoff football, man, ultimately that's what you're going to have to do. So Coach Marv is absolutely right, man. And back to my point, Coach McCarthy has to manage Kellen Moore. That's what good head coaches do. And I'm not saying he's not a good head coach. You got to manage it, though.
Your voice matter, Boss Cowboy Sports.
Hey, what's going on, boss? It's Key.
What's up, Keystone? Keystone in the building. What you got, big homie? Oh man, I'm chilling on that. And thank you for the work you're doing. Listen, y'all need to make sure y'all keep up with Keystone. This is he. This is the guy. This is him. He is already draft ready. Trust me. He gone. He just left. God dog. I was pumping him up big too. But anyway, his phone hung up. Let me see. God dog. Y'all give me 1 second. Boss Cowboy Sports, your voice matters.
It's Keystone, my bad. Phone went off.
Okay, yeah. I was just pumping you up. But anyway, I was letting them know that this man already got his full draft board together. But obviously, he gonna really go crazy after our season over. So anyway, what you got on it, big homie? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, with Amari, with this frustration going on, it could be a plus or it could be a minus, because we go into the end of the season and we don't need no distractions
all because you're not getting the ball as much. But maybe he should get some more reps of getting into the ball, all because CD's dropping balls right now. But at the same time, I feel sorry for Washington because he's frustrated, and I got a feeling he's going to be in Texas and he's going to go ham on that defense.
You say Washington? Oh, you talking about Cooper? Yeah. I think he's frustrated too, bro. I sure do. Hey, real quick, what's your top sleeper?
I can't hear what you said.
What's your top sleeper right now in the draft?
My top sleeper? Jacoby Durant, cornerback out of South Carolina State.
Tell us about him real quick, big homie.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, I like him, man, because he got the size, and not only that he can defend, he can also blitz off the corner. Because I was watching more of him when he was in the bowl game against Jackson State, and he was solid, and he was all over the football field. And you got somebody like that can play man and can also blitz the quarterback. That's a plus. That's why I got him as one of my top sleepers right now. I had him posted on the Cowboys huddle.
Yeah. So I want y'all to know who this guy is. This is Keystone. So Keystone, he rocking with BCS. He part of the BCS family. And you go see more of him, especially as we get closer and closer to the off season. So I want y'all to know exactly who this man is. Also let them know where they can find you, big homie. That's him right there. Keystone Sleeper Files. He is one of the big homies. Where can they find you, bro?
Yeah, you can find me at Keystone Cowboy on Twitter. And also I'll be on the Cowboys huddle. Cowboys are on the clock. You can find me around in there too.
All right, and he definitely worked it. So y'all make sure y'all keep up with him. He gonna show his value exponentially as we get into the off season, and especially when we looking to do trades and stuff like that. Appreciate the call, big homie.
No doubt.
IG. Merry Christmas,
Later.
bro. All right, what's your final thoughts on this Cooper thing, bro?
Man, I mean, give Cooper the ball, man. I mean, that's my final thought. Get a man the ball, mix him in, make sure he's happy, and when you get inside the 20, fade him up, baby, like a good barber does. Fade him up. Fade him up. That's what I say. That's my final thought.
My final thought is first, shout out to 105.3 The Fan. I'm glad that y'all asked the right questions to get us the information, because this is about information at the end of the day. You know, and they did a real good job of asking a question that got us what we're looking for. My final word is I hope this doesn't become what's historically ugly with the Cowboys, because this wasn't the first time we've seen receivers speak out, right? Now, I just hope it don't get nasty. I hope this doesn't become the T.O. thing or the Des Bryant thing, to where because they speaking out against the dysfunctions, like when T.O. talked about Romo and Witten, he was gone. Once he said Romo and Witten making up plays for each other, he was out, because you're considered a distraction, even though you're telling the truth. Once Dez came out and told the truth on play calling, he was gone. It didn't matter that he said it nice. He was out of here once he came out. So I just hope we don't, OC, do the things that we've done in the past, to where we look at the person that's telling you the truth as the bad guy and then target them and then figure out later, oh, you was right. Scott Linehan was predictable, but they've already fired Dez. He's already gone. You know what I mean? I'm hoping it don't spin into that, and I'm hoping it goes right into what you said, OC, which is they gonna hopefully take it as, yeah, he's ready. Let's target him. Let's get him going.
Yeah, I don't think that it's gonna go toxic, boss, because I think it's a different regime.
Yeah.
And I think that you know, it's not a good old boy culture nearly as much as it used to be. The former try to like get W's and do what we need to do as a team. And so that's my prediction on this situation. And Amari Cooper is a high character guy. He's not messy. He's not loud. He's not flamboyant. So he's a guy that's respected. And I think he has to respect, or at least enough respect, of the locker room for that not to take place.
See, keep your eyes open, OC. Because like my boy D.A. Lee said, the fan base is already doing that to Coop in these groups. You know what I mean? Where basically the fans are targeting Coop. And see, when that happens, it makes it easy for the Joneses to do dirty work. So you can't do no dirty work. You can't do no dirty work on Tank right now. You can't. You just got to shut up. You know what I mean? But you can do dirty work on Coop right now. So it's something that to me we got to look out for, in my opinion, big bro. Also, I do want to let y'all know that I do have some good videos in the description. So obviously one of the videos that's in the description and the link is the actual full interview from 105.3 The Fan. All right. So I also got another video that's in the description right now for everybody that's watching this. I recommend it. It's something that a video we did yesterday on pessimism versus realism, where I was reacting to my boy Skywalker's show. Okay, so y'all make sure y'all click that as well as y'all getting some content about Amari. So we got a lot of different subjects we go cover. I'm likely gonna go live a little bit later today where I'm gonna talk about load management, because a lot of people not seeing it. My boy D.A. Lee is seeing it because his comment earlier showed me that he's seeing it. But it's a lot of people like my boy C was like, man, what you talking about load management? That's basketball. No, it's load management now in football too. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because Mike McCarthy is forward thinking and he's proving it. We got a brand new 17 game season that has to be managed based on the guys' bodies. And you have to think about that type of stuff from the beginning. So when you talk about load management and you talking about the fact that he's already been heavily into GPS, analytics, data, remember it was him that went to Dak and said, our data is showing that we used you too much yesterday at practice. Right? Y'all remember this from Hard Knocks? And Dak said what? Forget those analytics. I've been out too long. He went out the next day, overworked himself against the load management analytics and hurt his damn shoulder. That's a fact. So, but it also shows you McCarthy's data was ahead of the game. He's managing it. He's managing. But we gonna talk about that. And it's a lot more than that. Anything else, OC?
Yeah, when we talk about load management, I can't end the show without talking about the offensive line, man, because you brought something up in me. I wasn't going to say it. I was going to save it for a video, but then you brought it up in me, all right? You brought it up in me. You got it out of me. Tyron Smith. Now, the deal is that is he going to play this game? If he doesn't practice today, he's not going to play. I don't think he's playing. We got swapping tackles. We got swapping guards. I mean, you know, moving towards the future, I know what I think we should do, but what's your thought and perspective on this whole offensive line partial carousel?
Oh, well, to be all the way honest, get all the reps you can out of Steele, whether it's right or left, because it was like I said about Dak. I start noticing a pattern on Dak. I start noticing whenever you give him a weapon, he uses it. The same thing with Steele. Whenever you give him reps, he improves from it. You know what I mean? And you getting so much future premium by giving him these game reps. Take your sweet time, T. Smith. See you in the playoffs. That's my thoughts.
And I'm going to say something else. I disagree with the rotation of Nashay and Steele. I think you should go with Steele and let him play. Nashay is a rental, man. Like Steele is the future. Ed Wright, our potential left tackle. I think he's a better right tackle than a left tackle just because he don't have a spatial awareness. And I should do a video breakdown on this, which I was planning to do last night, but I just fell asleep and I was tired.
Man, me too.
But his spatial awareness, right?
Yeah.
But man, you just need to rock with Steele, man, and make Steele the best two-way tackle that you can do, man. That's my opinion about this load management. And we gotta get another tackle in here, man. And we need a high draft pick tackle. But I'll talk more about that when we get to the end of the year. We need a high draft pick tackle. Even though Tyron Smith made the Pro Bowl, all respect to him and his game. He's a great player. No shade. No shade. No, not 1 ounce of shade. I gotta say that 5 times for all the people that's gonna comment in the video and all that stuff. I'm saying we need another high caliber tackle, man, for the future, man. We need one.
All right.
I'll prove my case later.
All right, and I'm gonna be back to do that video on load management. The only way I won't get back is it's obviously the day before, of family, and I might just chill. But I already got all the stuff ready to go, so y'all keep y'all phones ready, and because y'all came through today, the numbers are looking fantastic. The last thing we obviously want y'all to do is share the content. Like, subscribe. Make sure you do that. Like, subscribe. Boss Cowboy Sports is growing. We growing the right way. We not giving you cheap content. We trying to give you thoughtful content. Like, we take our time. We do the film breakdowns. We do all that stuff. We do the film breakdowns. Obviously, we talked about the past, the effect of Amari Cooper to this offense. We didn't shortcut this content to just what happened on the fan. So that's why we believe y'all should follow us. And also thank you everybody that continues to put into the Boss Cowboy Sports Cash App. We really appreciate, and we also appreciate the super chats. Continue to do that because you're helping the movement of guys that are serious about trying to put ideas out there to build Ring 6. So y'all stay with us. We got some more content coming, and have a happy holidays. Peace.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy Sports.